Hi, I'm Michael Kassan, and I'm at the moment. People tried to make the analogy to the entertainment industry per se when people were talking about the early days of branded content and content integration. This year marks a milestone for me. The very first CES I ever went to was 40 years ago. Literally, 1986, I went to the Consumer Electronics Show in Chicago. So really take you back a bit. However, the current iteration of the C-Space at CES has a great history, I think. About 18 years ago, the Consumer Electronics Association, now known as the Consumer Technology Association, that puts on the Consumer Electronics Show, where we are here at the moment at CES, they called me and said, Michael, we have an initiative called Entertainment Matters, which is bringing the entertainment industry to the Consumer Electronics Show. We believe there's an opportunity for brands and marketers to do the same thing, and we'd like to partner with you. And we created something called Brand Matters together with CES in the earliest days, and I'm talking now about 17 or 18 years ago, and began building what today is the C-Space. And where we saw the opportunity, and if you look at the continuum, that people tried to make the analogy to the entertainment industry per se, when people were talking about the early days of branded content and content integration. The opportunity, therefore, would mean you need to get closer to the content creators earlier in the game. I look at the continuum as sort of a green light when a program is greenlit to the red carpet where it's premiered. If you want to do integration in a different way, you need to be at the start. You need to be near the green light, not the red carpet. The analogy to me was, if we're going to all find our world change dramatically through electronics, through consumer electronics, through your iPhone, through your whatever phone, the device in your hand, that's consumer electronics at the highest level. Well, if a marketer is going to rely on transactions and everything happening in these devices, then shouldn't you have an earlier conversation between consumer electronics and marketers? I know that was a long-winded answer, but it's the truth, and it's how this came together. So I'm extraordinarily proud and really humbled by the fact that whilst there's 150,000 people converging on Las Vegas this week, about 15,000 or so are marketers. And I'd like to say that we have been responsible for those marketers coming here. So that's the journey, and it's a journey I'm very proud of, and it's a journey I'm expecting to do for a very long time. Even though it's 40 years of CES, I hope for 40 more. This is clearly the year of transformation, but the transformation that we're going to experience is not only through the lens of AI, but it's driven, very, very much by AI transformation of companies, of organizations, and the like. So I think that's going to be top of everybody's list, as it should be, because I think it is a monumental shift. I look at the career arc, and I talked about CES for 40 years, but my career arc is about 50 years. I'm that old. And I will tell you that in that career arc, the three most important changes that have occurred, I think, at least for me, were starting with the introduction of mobile telephony in the mid-'80s, number one. Number two, the internet and the PC era. I'm going to lump those together, even though they don't belong together, but they kind of do. And I think AI. Now, along that continuum, there's been lots of other things that have happened, but none of them will have the impact of mobile telephony, the internet, and the PC era, and AI. So I think that says enough in terms of where people's focus will be. 3C had an extraordinary year for our first full year in operation. We've grown to about 60 plus people, which was no mean feat. Hard to find good people in this market. I think we've been fortunate to get the best there is. So number one, just getting our team established was a real goal, and we've done that, and I'm extraordinarily proud of the team that we're fielding. And we've got close to 50 people here on the ground at CES from 3C, so it's a busy time, number one. And number two, going back to the naming of 3C Ventures, I'll remind you there was a purpose to the name. The 3C stood for consulting, convening, and co-investing. And I'm happy to say we've had an enormous amount of consulting opportunities this year, and we hope for more of them in the new year, number one. The convene opportunities, whether it was Possible, Cannes, CES, have been very, very strong for us and will continue to be an important area of focus as we do our salon dinners and whatnot throughout the year. And then the co-invest side of the business, which really revolves around not only the family office investing that we do, but the merger and acquisition, the M&A work, and the diligence work we do for private equity and strategic purchasers is a very important area for us and continues to grow. In our consult bucket, the areas that we're the most focused on right now are the organizational and marketing transformation, and as well, the technology change that has to occur to support that. And so those are the areas that we are wildly focused on. Agency configuration and agency therapy, something we do a lot of, is another big area for us. So I would say the agenda for 26 is to continue doing what we're doing. It worked really, really well in 2025, and I have every reason to believe it will in 2026.